Hey, my dear fishing friends. Welcome back to the channel, your one-stop shop for everything that swims, bites, and makes your reel sing. Today, we are diving deep into what promises to be an incredibly interesting day on the water, October 2nd, 2025. Now, why interesting, you ask? Well, we've got a mix of typical autumn Irish weather, a rising moon, and fish that are definitely feeling the seasonal shifts. This day, my friends, is going to demand a bit of smart thinking, but it holds some fantastic opportunities, especially for you predator enthusiasts. Stay tuned because I'm going to share some secrets that will help you turn a challenging day into a trophy day. Let's talk about our finned friends, starting with the kings of the freshwater, the pike. In early October, with water temperatures gradually dropping, pike enter a prime feeding period. They know winter is coming, and they need to bulk up. You'll find them actively hunting. Look for them around drop-offs, the edges of weed beds, and submerged structures in larger lakes and slow-moving rivers. The cooling water will push baitfish into these areas, and the pike will follow. For tackle, a medium-heavy spinning rod with a good quality bait casting reel or a stout spinning reel is your best bet. My go-to lures for this time of year are larger soft plastics, especially paddle tails in natural colors like olive or perch patterns, fished on jig heads of about 10 to 20 grams. Don't forget those jerk baits and larger spinner baits too. They can trigger an aggressive strike. A little trick: try a slow retrieve with occasional pauses. Sometimes a dying baitfish imitation is irresistible. Next up, the hard-fighting bass. October is historically one of the best months for targeting bigger bass along the Irish coast, particularly in the south and southeast. Despite the potential for some wet and breezy conditions, bass will be on the hunt for food. Focus your efforts around rocky shorelines, estuaries, and sandy beaches with good tidal flow. The cooling sea temperatures, hovering around 13 to 14 degrees Celsius, will keep them active. For shore anglers, fresh peeler crab or lugworm on a pulley rig is incredibly effective. If you're a lure angler, shallow diving crankbaits or surface poppers can still work in calmer periods, but soft plastic shades or needlefish imitations retrieved slowly along the bottom will likely produce more consistent results, especially during lower light conditions. Cast far, friends, and cover ground. And let's not forget our smaller but equally exciting perch and roach. As the salmonid season winds down, coarse fishing really comes into its own. Perch in particular will be shoaling up in deeper areas of lakes and slower stretches of rivers. Look for them along features like underwater humps, submerged trees, or even around bridge pillars. Roach will also be grouping, often found in similar, slightly shallower areas. For perch, light spinning gear with small, soft plastic grubs or micro jigs can be deadly. Drop shotting with tiny worms or maggots is another fantastic tactic. For roach, a float rod with a small waggler or pole fishing with maggots, casters, or bread punch will yield results. Don't be afraid to use a bit of ground bait to draw them in. A mix of brown crumb and a few live maggots works wonders. Remember, presentation is key for these cautious biters. Now for the conditions that shape our day. The weather on October 2nd, 2025 looks like a typical autumn day in Ireland. We're expecting daytime temperatures to reach a mild 18 or 19 degrees Celsius, dropping to around 12 to 13 degrees Celsius overnight. We'll have some widespread rain, likely light but persistent, with about 1.5 millimeters expected during the day and around 0.6 millimeters at night. Winds will be light to moderate, coming from the south, but potentially freshening in the west later. The good news: no dramatic atmospheric pressure drops are forecast, which usually spells doom for fishing. The combination of mild temperatures and light rain often stimulates fish activity, especially predators, making them more willing to strike. Water temperatures in Irish lakes and rivers are on a gradual cooling trend, generally ranging from around 13 to 15 degrees Celsius. Sea temperatures will average around 14 degrees Celsius. This cooling transition pushes many species to feed more actively, preparing for the colder months. Predatory fish like pike and bass thrive in these conditions, becoming more aggressive. And the moon? our celestial guide. On October 2nd, 2025, we are firmly in a waxing gibbous phase with the moon 75 to 80% illuminated. It will rise in the mid-afternoon and be visible through most of the night. In fishing lore, a waxing gibbous moon is often considered a favorable time for fishing. Many anglers report increased activity, especially for night feeders, as the moon's light can make fish more confident in shallow waters. The next full moon, the hunter's moon, is just a few days away on October 7th, meaning fish could be in a pre-feeding frenzy mode. So my friends, considering all these factors, the mild, albeit wet weather, the cooling water temperatures, and the favorable waxing gibbous moon, I'm giving the overall fishing assessment for October 2nd, 2025, a good with potential for excellent predator fishing. The rain and breezy conditions might make it a bit challenging for some, but for those targeting pike, bass, perch, and even coarse fish, the activity should be high. Don't let a bit of rain deter you. The fish are out there and they're hungry. All right, my fellow anglers, I wish you all tight lines and Nick Foster, ni cheshwi. May your nets be full and your spirits high. Before you head out, hit that like button if you found this forecast helpful, subscribe to the channel for more tips and tricks, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss a single upload. And tell me in the comments below, what are your plans for October 2nd? What's your favorite autumn lure or bait? Have you ever had a legendary catch on a rainy day? Share your stories. I love reading them. See you on the water or in the next video. Keep those lines wet.